All right. Good morning, everybody. I trust you're having a great time this morning. So we're back again to have
I trust
very,
you're
very
having
interesting
a
session.
great time this morning.
Um, so I wouldn't know who is here on the chat yet, but I hope your morning is going well wherever you're joining us from. So do well to, as you join the chat, do well to tell us where you are and where you are joining us from and how you're faring, how your business has been, and just basically everything. And you are going to be seeing Chidima on the chat. Her name is Impactor Training for today. Okay, so we are going to be looking at a very interesting topic once again. Excuse me. We're going to be looking at a very interesting topic once again, and I trust you're going to have a great time. So, just like we've been doing, I want you to make it very interactive so that I won't be speaking all the English alone, right? Okay, so do well to ask us questions where you need to ask questions, and basically just tell us how you're faring, tell us what you're doing, tell us how it's been going, and if you have any challenge, you let us know. Hey Laura, how you doing? I hope Mozambique is fine this morning. Thank you for joining us once again. And please, if you know anybody that's supposed to be here, just click on that share button and invite them, remind them, so that they can join us here to gain the value that we're going to be sharing here for the next 45 minutes. Hey, Lina, how are you today? How is Namibia today? Okay, business has been a bit slow, but I'm hopeful. Yeah, you need to just keep the hope alive. And what you're doing is actually what you're supposed to be doing, gaining the right skills to get the business up and running. So you're doing the right thing, you're in line. Okay. So copy the share button, copy the link from the share button and remind somebody, remind a friend, remind somebody from the group to come join us here to share this state with us. Okay. Hello, Gloria. How are you doing this morning? I trust you're well. Okay, so we have Lina from Namibia. We have Lina from Namibia. We have Laura from Mozambique. We have Gloria. Gloria, I wouldn't know where you're from. Sounds like Nigerian. It's thank you and welcome. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at how you can use data and insights to help your business grow. Very important. Data. A brand called it. Airtel called it "Data is life." So data is life, basically, right? So anything you want to do and you're keeping data out of it, you're keeping the insights out of it, you're keeping figures out of it, well, you may just be wallowing in the dark. So it's important and you get your data, hold it very tight. Gloria from Abuja, hi. Okay, so I'm in Abuja too. I hope you're well. It's been raining the whole day here, so I wouldn't know how it is in your area. Hi Kelly, how is Ghana this morning? Hello, everybody. Once again, so my name is Udema Bansien, and I'm going to be your trainer for this session. All right. So remember, we always have questions to exchange. So I'm going to be asking you a truckload of them, and I hope you ask me a truckload of questions as well, right? And don't hold back. If you have any challenge on anything, both from the topic of today, the topic of yesterday, the topic of Monday, or any topic that's crosses your mind and you want to clarify, know anything, feel free. That's why we're here, right? And do well to tell Chidima good morning, and maybe she's enjoying her rain over there at Lagos. Okay, so we are going to be diving into the presentation shortly. But before we go into that, we are going to be doing this presentation in three different segments. Now, the first part is going to be for you to be able to understand and identify the right questions to ask. When you're speaking about data, you need to know what you are going to be using that data for. So you need to understand the right questions to ask, what you are looking out for. Now we head over to also being able to identify the best tools to use to gain those insights and those analytics. And then lastly, you'll be able to understand and analyze your data. You'll be able to understand and analyze the data. You're going to be checking out various tools that you're going to be using to understand and analyze your data. Okay, so this is just more like a reminder. Google is still offering their free boot camp, right? So if you have a small business, a medium business, an NGO, or any organization that has been in existence and you want it to grow and to scale, this is an opportunity for you. It's a 1 week drill. Is a drilling because at the end of the day, you're going to be bumped in with so much information across marketing, digital marketing, everything around it, financing, pitching, and just basically everything. So it's a 1 week that is fully packed. So if you are yet to benefit from the Hustle Academy, Chidima is going to be sharing that link, g.co/Hustle Academy. So do well to subscribe for it. There are different cohorts. So you'll be picked into one of the cohorts to also enjoy the contents that are going out from there. All right. So just like I said earlier, I'm going to be having a truckload of questions for you, and and I hope you are going to be asking us also a truckload of questions. Yes, three bones TV data is live indeed. Yes, data is live indeed. Actually, okay. So my first question: what words would you use to describe your customers? What words will you use to describe your customers? So if you want to call your customers your money machine, your blood money, are they your clients? Are they your customers? Just like the word went. What is the best word you use to speak about your customers? So do well to drop a chat for us. Uh, Lina, which link is that? Um, some countries only. I would love to know which link you're speaking about. So what word would you use to describe your customers? Do well to tell us what word is best you best describe your customers. So just drop it in the chat and then let us know. Let somebody else, maybe let somebody else know so that maybe they can pick up something. They can pick up a detail for their businesses as well. Okay. Yeah. So what word would you use to describe your customers? So drop us your comments in the chats. I'm going to wait for you to say something before I actually move on. Oh, the Hustler Academy. Okay. g.co/, Hustler Academy. Let me check that briefly. So while I'm waiting for you to describe the words for your customers. Um, the word for your customers, I'm still waiting. Okay. Okay, so while you're sending that, while you're sending that, I'll just move on with the content while I'm waiting for you to drop the word for me. Well, let's see the first part is how you can understand the right questions to ask. So the next question is, what questions do you want to ask your customers? What questions will you love to ask your customers? Will you love to ask them, have I serviced you well? How are my services? How are the products? How do you feel about my products? Because most times the feedback you get from your customers is what most times matters, because you get to know what you're doing right, you get to know what you're not doing right, you get to understand how well you can tweak your options, right? You get to understand how better you can narrow down your message so as to get it to the right set of audience, right? So, what questions do you want to ask your customers? Okay. Passion for excellence. Thank you for joining us again this morning. So just drop in the chat for us what words we use to describe your customers and what questions you best ask your customers. What questions will you love to ask them? What questions will you ask them? All right, so let's see a typical process for analytics. Now we can break this process down into 4 different steps. Now the first part is going to be, what is my objectives? What are your objectives? You need to identify what your objectives are. What questions do you need to address, right? Now, where do you want to get that information from? After knowing the question you want to address, where do you want to get that detail from? Then the last one is going to be, what do you want to do with that information? At the end of knowing what question you want to ask, where do you want to get it from? When you get the information, what do you want to do with it? Right? So we're going to be looking at each of them closely. And the first one is what your objectives are. So you need to look at what's basically your business objectives, your business goals. If your business goals could be for you to tell more people about your business, could be for more people to be aware of what you do, it could be for you to create more awareness. It all depends. Or it could also be for you to tell more of your products and your services, or it could be for you to identify your most valuable customers. You want to find out who is doing best, who is not doing best, and what can work for you and what cannot work for you. Or it can also be for you to find new ways to engage your previous customers. Because at the end of the day, if you're running a business that's you have customers that are not returning, then you may need to check something. Something might be wrong, and it's something that needs an urgent attention. You need to have clients that are happy to come back to you, clients that are happy to tell somebody else about what you do so that they can always come back to you. Now, the second part is what questions do you want to ask? So the types of questions you want to ask, we are going to be describing it with these 4-letter words, REAN, the REAN acronym. So you use the REAN structure to structure the types of questions you would like or you will need to ask about your business, where the R is for the reach, who is your target audience, and how do you get to reach those your target audience online, right? Um, Engage them. Engage. E for the engage. How are they finding what they need? Are they finding what they need? When you get to reach your target audience, are they finding what they need? The A is the activates. Are they booking? Are they taking action? Are they actually purchasing? Are they paying for that product? Are they paying for the services? And are they coming back? The N for the nurture. There must be something that hooks you to them. It must be maybe a free tip, right? Maybe your content is comic in a way. Some people don't like comic. Or are you giving them maybe free delivery services? Or maybe you're giving them a discount that they are not finding with other clients. There should be something that should hook you to them so that they always come back. Like I mentioned earlier, if your customers are not returning, there's something you need to do because your customers should be returning and they should be happy to return and refer you to somebody else. Right? Now we're going to be looking at the next one, which is where do you want to get that information from? What tools can you use to gather the analytics data and the insights? Where does it come from? So now getting the right information will involve you using a couple of tools, both across the social media. You get to see which content users are engaging with. You get to measure the views, get to measure the likes, get to measure the follows, the shares. You can find those tools on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram because they have very strong reporting features. So apart from the social media, you also have the organic search where you get to identify what customers are looking for, and then you align your business goals and with what they're searching. Or maybe your website where you get to identify which pages are generating most views. What causes people to disengage from the page, what causes people to bounce off, and all those little details that you find out from your web page. Or it could be from the paid search. So how can you market your product or to your customers using the paid channels? What are customers looking for? What type of audience do you want to attract? You get to find all those details from either your website or your paid search. Like if you are running ads with Google will always give you the analytics, the information where they're coming from, their age, demographics, and all those other little details where you can find out how to put your information together and come out with the results. So now we are heading over to what do you want to do with that information, right? After you've gathered all that information, what do you want to do with it? How does it affect? How does the information you've gathered together, how does it affect your business? Okay, so let's see a couple of ways you can use insight. Now, the first part is for you to get to identify the market trends. Get to identify the latest market trends and insights. And then you also get to find out the user experience because you also are certain to understand how better people are interacting with your page. People are interacting maybe with your website. Maybe people are interacting with your business, right? And then you get to identify which contents, right? You get to identify which content resonates more with your kind of audience. Which people identify which type of content people are engaging most. So you get to if people are engaging most with written content, Fine. Then you focus on written. People are engaging more with video content or visuals. You focus and you tend to find the kind of message that people are going that's going to resonate more with your kind of audience. Some people are very good with being very, very official. Some people are very good with being very salesy. Some people are very good with being a little bit playful once in a while, a little bit salesy once in a while. So it all depends. So when you find that information from your insight, you'll be able to know how to tailor your content to your kind of audience. All right. And then get to adapt your strategy. Use those insights to adapt your overall strategy. Just change everything. Today you may find out that video works today. You may find out that visuals work the next day. You may find out that the written ones work the next day. So it all depends on how you find out, gather the information from all the insight and data experiences. You bring them all together and then you overhaul the entire strategy just to get more results out of your business. All right, so I'm going to be taking the first of the three pauses to answer your questions. So if you have questions, I know Sandra has been doing a great job in the chat. So if you have questions for me, if you have any specific questions, do well to drop it in the chat for me right now. Okay, so Safa Jama, thank you so much for joining us once again. Jocelyn, thank you so much for joining us. Passion for Excellence. Gloria, thank you for joining us. Okay, Gloria answered, how my products and how do you think I can improve more better in serving them? Thank you so much, Gloria. That was very brilliant. Passion for Excellence said, I'll ask my customers, how do they see my services? Yes, is it okay for them to do? Is it okay for them, or do they have any idea of how I can serve them better? Thank you so much, Passion for Excellence. That's very robust. All right, so if you have any questions for me, I would love you to drop it in the chats. I know Sandra has been there to answer a lot of your questions. So while we are still waiting for your question, I'm going to jump over back to the presentation so that we continue. All right. So remember to click on the like button if you are yet to. Right. Click on that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell again if you are yet to. Then click on that share button, right? And invite a friend to join us here. And once in a while, I would advise that you take a screenshot and share it on your social media platforms and tag Digital Skills for Africa and tell them how important, how good the content you are enjoying from here is. All right. So if you have questions, please don't hold back. Like I said, if you have questions cutting across anything, whether it's this topic or not this topic, anything you need clarity on, we'll be glad to assist. Okay, so let's go back to the second part of this presentation, identify the best tools to use. So which analytics tools do you currently use? Which one do you know? Which one do you currently use? So tell me in the chats which one you use, which one you know, and which one you currently use. Safa, um, okay, you said how to know your target audience. Valentine, thank you so much for joining from Kenya. I hope you are fine and Kenya is doing well this morning. Okay, so let me know which analytics tool, right? Which analytics tools you currently use. Which one do you know? Which one do you currently use? So drop it in the chats. Do you use, have you used Facebook Insight before? Google Analytics. Thank you, Jocelyn. That's a very powerful one for websites. So we are going to be deep diving into Google Analytics shortly. Who else has something to tell us? Have you used Facebook before? Have you used a Facebook Insights before? Have you checked up how the Instagram Insight look like? How about the Twitter one? Okay, so just drop it in the chats for us um, while I just go ahead and continue with the presentation. All right. So let's see a few of them, tools that we can use to gather insights. All right. So online platforms always offer great features to gather information from your customers. Now we have those platforms available on social media, the likes of Twitter, the likes of Facebook, the likes of Hootsuite, or if you are going over to the organic search, you get to find the Google Search Console or there is the analytics parts of the Google My Business, which is the Google Business Profile, right? Or the websites, like Jocelyn mentioned, Google Analytics. Yes, it's one of the most powerful analytics tools you ever find on the internet today. Or on the paid search, where if you are running search with Google Ads, right? There's always that analytics part that analyzes everything that is going on that page, everything basically that is going on, where people are coming from, how they came through it, and then the demographics, the age, sex, and basically everything. Just basically all the details you can think of from that particular client or customer. So let's look at a few of them. I'm going to be looking at the Facebook page insight first. Now, if you don't have a Facebook page, you may need to create one. So when you create one and you're running, you send a post out there, or maybe you run ads there, you get to find out the entire activity that happened on that page. You get to find out the page likes, the page views, the reach, the engagement, the follows. And interestingly, you can adjust all these things, you can adjust them over time. You can adjust them in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 months, 4 months, 1 week. You can narrow it down, you can filter it to see all these activities within a specific space of time, right? So that is for Facebook. So if you are using the Google Search Console, so basically Google Search Console is used to run technical analysis, technical SEO, that is the technical search engine optimization. Now, what basically happens in the Google Search Console is you are going to plug in your websites and submit your site maps, right? And well, it's not basically something for a regular person, because most times it's the developers that used to do this one, because at the end of the day, yeah, there's a file you need to download, send to the developers, and then they're going to verify it so that you can find all the activities that is happening on your web page here. Now, somebody might confuse himself between Google Analytics and Google Search Console. Now, console basically is used for search engine optimization. It's going to show you what is happening around the page and what is not making the page load fast, the most searched keywords from your web page, right? You get to find the behaviors, the clicks, the impressions that are happening on that your web page as well, right? And then you get to receive insights, get to receive um, emails from Google on what is happening around your page, what you can correct, and so as to enable your load speed. And then eventually the aim of the entire thing is so that you get to rank high when people search for you on Google or any other search engine, right? Whereas the analytics is the one where you get to find the entire behavior of what behavioral activities of what happens on the entire page. We'll get to analytics shortly, but just know that Google Search Console is for SEO, and it shows what is happening around your page and how you can optimize it for it to be better, right? So now we head over to the Google My Business, Google Business Profile, as it's called now. So the Google Business Profile will always offer you that platform where you get to have your business fixed on the map. For instance, if somebody is searching for a business, eateries near me, clothes sellers near me, food vendors near me, if you want to use that word, and shoe vendors near me, it will show to you the exact place where that business actually exists, right? And then this can be done. This is free. The Google Search Console is free. The Google Trends that we're going to talk about next is free. The Google Analytics is free. So Google offers you all these tools all for free, and for you to be able to put your business online and help it grow, gather some analytics, and make some business decisions, right? And then the Google Business Profile also comes with a website. It comes with the part where users can drop reviews for you. Now, those reviews will help your ranking, because Google tends to resonate better with businesses that have relevant and useful content, right? So it will give you all that action. And then there's this part that offers you the analytics, where you get to find the user behaviors, you get to find the actions and the interaction, how many views you had, how many listings, how many people made that search about your brand, the phone calls you have. It gives you everything in a little summary. It's not as robust as what the search console or what the analytics will give you, but it's little enough for the kind of um, platform that it offers, right? So you have a website where you can track, send out your content, and just do everything basically, right? So you can head over to Google. business.google.com to set up your business on Google Business Profile. It's a very simple process. Um, just your name, your business profile, your phone number, your location, your operation hours, and little details about your business that will help your business to appear most times when people are making search about you. All right, so let's look at the Google Trends. So Google Trends basically is a trend feature that is used to check the popularity of a particular search term. Like if you open trends.google.com, you're going to find out, if you scroll to the bottom part, you're going to find the word that people are searching for currently. What word is trending? You can do a comparison between two words. For instance, you can check, you can type a word like, okay, let's say Obama and type Trump. You can type Barack Obama and Donald Trump. You can compare those two words, right? You can type a keyword like socks, and then you can filter it by the time range. You can check if you want to check what has been happening about that particular keyword the past 4 years, the past 3 months. You can narrow it by the country that you want to see the results. If you're in Mozambique, you can narrow it down to Mozambique. If you're in Ukraine, you can narrow it down to Ukraine. If you're in Nigeria, you can narrow it down to Nigeria. And then you can use this particular tool to run a keyword research, because at the end of the day, typing that particular keyword, if you go to the bottom part, you also find some related keywords that you could use to write your content and make it rich. Google will suggest keywords to you that you could use to boost up your content keywords so that you can use it to develop content. All right, so let's see you can rise above the competition with Google Trends. Now, we use Google Trends to find relevant trending topics. You get to find what is happening currently and what is trending at the moment. And then you get to monitor what your competitors are doing. It will help you to also understand what is happening around your terrain, what's happening around your niche, right? Also used for keyword research, like I mentioned earlier. And then Google Trends will also help you to promote around seasonal trends. You can always find that some materials don't sell at some seasons. This period is going to be seasons for heavy clothes that is going to cover people's cold, right? You may not be able to sell a lot of sweatshirts in the dry season, right? Because the weather is already too hot. So it's a time for you to promote your sweatshirts and your hoodies and your heavy sweaters. And then you also get to find topics by region, like I mentioned earlier. You can always narrow it down to the various countries where you belong. All right, so like I spoke about analytics, some people tend to mix up analytics and Google Search Console. So analytics basically will do a little more breakdown of details because it gives you that complete information about your sites. You get to understand your sites or your app. You get to understand the user behaviors. You get to check the performance of your marketing, the content, the products, and more. And then it also gets insights. You get to access Google's insights and all its machine learning capabilities. And then you get to link those results together. And then you see what you can come out of it, what can come out of those results for you to use to make a good marketing decision. So you're going to be taking a deeper look at analytics shortly. So I'm going to be pausing for the second break because we are going to come back to look at analytics shortly. So I'm going to be taking the second of the 3 breaks we'll be having just to listen to what questions you have for me. All right. So anybody have any question for me? Okay, so Jocelyn said she uses Facebook as well. And Zainab, thank you so much. I hope Sierra Leone is good today. Okay. Laura said questions you would ask customers are what is missing for you to always shop at my establishment. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Laura. And just to clear the air, nobody is wrong here. Nobody can be wrong. You can't go wrong, right? We are just looking for a way to engage you. Kelly, so you mean to use the Google Search Console, it would require help from a developer? Yes, it will require help from a developer, actually. The same thing with the analytics. Now, what happens, I'm going to talk about analytics shortly, but for the Search Console, you need to get that code. It comes in a little file. right? You download from after you've typed your domain name or your URL, right? Now you just head over to search Google Search Console, just Google in Google Search Console, and then that link is going to come out. What you need to type is either your domain name or the entire URL of your website. Now, interestingly, you may not be able to do this for Google My Business websites. It needs to be a built website. It needs to be a domain name that you've paid for. You understand? So now, when you type it, it's going to ask you to verify. Now, that verification process will need somebody from the back end. Just a little file you send to the developer, and then they will just do whatever they do, and then to get verified on your search console platform. Then that is when you are going to be seeing all those statistics begin to show of all the behaviors that is happening on your page. Yes, you need that. You need the developer too, right? Um, yes. Okay. Okay. So that was from Laura. Thank you so much, Laura, for that beautiful question. And if you have questions, please do well to um, ask us. We'll be glad to stop by and answer your questions. Okay, so while waiting for your questions, I'll go over to the next parts of this presentation, and you're going to see how you can understand and analyze the data. Remember, I told you I was going to be um, explaining the Google Analytics again, right? So just like I explained earlier, the Google Analytics it shows the entire behavior of the page. You get to find the geographic location of people that are coming to your page. You find out the popularity over time. You find out the active users, find out the new users, find out the visits, and how you acquired those users. Where did they come from? The acquisition process, right? You get to find out from wherever they came from. People come from everywhere to your website, so you get to find that out from the analytics dashboard. So what you need to do to set up a Google Analytics page or Google Analytics account is to head over to analytics.google.com. I'm sure Sandra could share that. Analytics.google.com. Then you choose a name for your account, and then you choose your industry category, and then every other detail that be required of you, and then you just set it up, and your account is ready. Now you head over to the next part where you find that your tracking code. Get that tracking code, right? You can find that tracking code around your page, around that your account. You just copy that tracking code. That is the tracking code that will be used by your developer now. That tracking code you're going to send that tracking code to your developer, and then they're going to plug it into a page. Each of the pages that you want to get a statistic for. Now, if your website has 20 pages and you want to have analysis for maybe the landing page, which is a home page, and only the landing page and the checkout page, that means you're going to tell your developer to only plug your code, your analytics tracking code into the home page and the last page, right? So now different web builders will always have different locations where this can be done, right? So your developer will know best where to fix it. If you are doing it by yourself, you can jump on YouTube. Any regular person can do it. But if something you are not, if something you don't want to do by yourself so that you don't make mistakes, you can just send it across to your developers, and then they're going to plug it in for you so that you get to find out all of that information. I hope I can have a little time to show you how a typical analytics dashboard looks like. I hope I can find that time. So now let's see the main areas you can understand the reporting features of the Google Analytics. So now the main areas are: who are your users, right? That basically describes your audience. Who are your audience? You get to find out who your audience is, and now how did they find you? The acquisition means how did they acquire? How did you acquire those audience? Where did they come from? Did they come from a paid search? Did they come from just a regular search, right? What are they doing? Are they doing what you want them to do? You get to find out their behavior. Are they bouncing off? How long is their session time? How long did they stay? What is the average session time they stayed on your page? And you get to find out the conversion. Are they worth to me what I'm paying money for? Are they just coming to catch cruise on my page and go off? Or they are coming to actually make a purchase, actually make a sale, actually make an order, right? So the analytics tool is going to give you all these little details in a broken down format. You get to find everything broken down properly for you to be able to know how this particular platform is doing. Maybe if your affiliate program is not doing well, you can always, go back to revamp it. If your paid search is not doing well, you can always go back to revamp it. You get to find those information, and then you get to use them to make business and marketing decisions for your brand. All right. So let's head over to how data in Google Analytics look like. Now, data in Google Analytics are divided into two major segments: the dimensions, which is the what's. Now, those locations where they came from, the organic search, the referral, they just came from direct search, or they came from the paid search, or from social media, or from affiliate program, or from display marketing, or the metrics now, which will be the numbers. You get to find the numbers of each of those segments, right? So let me see if I can get a typical analytics page and show to you briefly. I wouldn't know if I have a lot of time for that. Uh, so let me see if that is going to be possible to do that. If it's not possible, then I'll just need to run off. Okay, so it may not be possible right now, but I promise you, if you can join eventually get to join the Hustler Academy, I promise you, I'm going to show it to you. Or whoever is going to be teaching are going to show to you how a typical Google Analytics page looks like, right? So now we are coming back to the RAIN, the reach, engage, activate, and nurture, because you need to understand the right questions to ask. The right questions to ask. So now again, the reach is how are people finding you online. You need to identify which search terms are driving the organic traffic on your websites. How are people finding you online? You need to identify also and develop relationship with your referral websites. Also look to improve your links from your social media platforms, so that if a link is broken, you can fix it. Because if a link is broken, people are going to not have access. You're not going to navigate them to the right place where they're supposed to have access to you. All right. So now the second one is for you to is the engage, the E for the engage. What are people engaging with when they find you online? Right. You get to learn which pages are not getting a lot of views, which pages are not getting a lot of engagement, which of the posts is not getting a lot of engagement. And now you also get to discover what really is discover what is really engaging your visitors. If you have a particular feature on a particular web page, a particular page on your website that is really drawing attention, maybe you have, I like using comic, maybe you have a comic content there that is drawing a lot of attention. Maybe you may need to pay attention to more comic content. Or if you have something, maybe an animation that is very fine, that is very beautiful and can be drawing people to you, then you may need to pay attention to it. Now the A, which is for activate, what channel is driving the most bookings? You need to identify which referring sites drive the conversions, which of the sites is getting you more of the results. And more importantly, you look out for underperforming referring sites and maybe consider reviewing the partnerships, right? So if a particular referral affiliate site is not giving you so much results, then you need to look at what is making it not to give you the results, and then possibly get to review the partnership that happens from there. Now the N, which is for nurture, is going to be a question of, are your customers happy to leave a review? Are your customers happy to tell somebody about you? Because if you have a platform like Google My Business, like I mentioned earlier, you tend to have Google tend to push you up when people are dropping a lot of reviews for you. People are happy to drop reviews for you. That means Google tends to find out that what content, whatever you're doing on that page is useful, and that is what, excuse me, and that is what matters to Google, right? The content is rich, your content is relevant, your content is useful. They tend to kick you up. You get to get people's genuine feedback, right? And then it's important that you also respond to those reviews as people drop them. And then you try different ways to encourage and ask customers to always be happy to drop reviews for you, because the more reviews they drop for you, the better your performance, the better your indexing, the better your ranking. All right. So let's look at Google Trends once again. So you get to explore what the entire world is searching for by entering a particular keyword in that explore bar, right? And then you get to see stories that are curated by the News Lab at Google, and then you get to see daily trends. You get to see trends over a year period. You get to find guidance data about the News Lab and news. All of this you can get them on the Google Trend. And now Google Trend, like I mentioned earlier, is a very powerful keyword research tool. Apart from Google Keyword Planner, the Trend is one of the most powerful tools you can use to make research about relevant keywords around your industry, and what best, how best you can use those keywords to develop content for what you do. You get to find daily search trends, and get to find real-time search trends, what is happening at the very moment, or what happened yesterday. You can narrow it down to what happened between yesterday and this morning. You can narrow it down between what happened between last week and this last week Sunday and this week Wednesday. So you have all those options to filter down all your options so that you can get the right information you want per time. All right. Let's look at how you can promote your business around seasonal trends. So basically, seasonal trends will allow your business to stay relevant and competitive. Your business needs to stay relevant and competitive around the trends, around the times. So if you are doing what you're not supposed to be doing based on the time, you may be losing out on some things. Now, for instance, this is a period for BB Niger. For those of you that are big fans of BB Niger, so a brand may want to narrow down its product to tell that kind of a story in that line. For some people, anybody that plays off, because obviously if you go to places like Twitter, that is what trends. Ever since it started, they've been trending. They are always on the trend table. So you may need to think around how you can narrow down what you are doing in that line, tailor it in that line. Think around that. Okay, so there's always time for it. And I must even say, like I mentioned earlier, about the sweatshirts. It may not be a very good idea to sell sweatshirts and hoodies in the dry season, right? So women's jacket, for instance, you can see there's always a rise during the winter period, during the cold period, like we are. It's rainy season now, and the next season that is coming is going to be the Hamatan here in Nigeria. I wouldn't know. It's called winter elsewhere. So a lot happens. So weather gets colder from now on. So it may be a good time to market the thick clothes, the sweatshirts, the hoodies, and the rest of them. And it may not be a good time to market things that are thick when the weather was hot, right? So this is just an example, right? But it could apply in different ways to different things based on your industry, right? So Google Trends always help you to know what is happening within a particular space of time. What is happening within a particular what is the trend within a season, so that you know how to pattern your message, you know how to tailor your message to suit your audience. And again, it's also important that you use the Google Trends for keyword research. So it's a powerful keyword research tool. You get to find also the related queries after making the search on top. If you come down to the bottom of the page, again, you get to find related search queries, what people were basically asking for. You use trends to identify other potential keyword tags, right? Get to name your products categories according to popular keywords, and then you optimize your posts when you've gotten all those keywords according to trending keywords, according to all the tools that you have. Just combine everything and make the right business decision for your business and for your brand. All right. So I'm gonna be taking the last pause before we head over, before we call it a day. All right. Any questions for me? Okay, so Lilia, thank you for your very kind words. And Sandra has been doing a great job here in the chat. So I would love you to ask me questions. I love you to ask us questions. Where do you want us to help you? How do you want us to help you? Is there anything you're not clear about Google My Business Profile, Google Business Profile, the analytics, the Google Search Console? Which other one did I mention? The Facebook. What are you not clear? Let me know in the chats. The Google Trends. So head over to trends.google.com and try it out yourself. That one you don't need to create an account. You just need to open it up and just search, right? So you can see how the patterns behave. You can see how each keyword behaves per time, right? So if you have trouble with keywords, trends.google.com is where you should go. If you want to see your entire page behavior, you're going to be thinking around analytics. Sandra has shared the link there already, analytics.google.com. So you are going to be asking your developer to help you to plug in your codes, your tracking codes into your website pages, and then get your developer also to help you verify your website on the Google Search Console so that you can have all this data to help your business grow. Remember, all these platforms are all free, right? The Google My Business is free. The Google Search Console is free. The Google Analytics is free. They are all free. The Google Trends is free. They are all free. Offered to you completely by Google to help you grow and scale your business and your brand. That's interesting, right? So Google wants you to grow. Google wants your business to get better. So take advantage of these tools and make the most of it. All right. So any questions? Any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay. So I'm sure Sandra is going to drop all the links, all the relevant links in the chats. Okay. So just a reminder on the bootcamp. So you head over to g.co/Hustle Academy. And sign up for the Hustle Academy if you have a small business, if you have a medium business, we have any business that you want to grow and you want it to scale. So let it grow and then give Google the platform to give you the information, the much lessons, everything basically to teach you how you can grow your business from financing to pitching to marketing to digital marketing and basically everything to help your business to grow, to help your business to scale. All right, and now this 1 hour 45 minutes has never been enough. So I'm going to be recommending a course for you to take. I'm sure Sandra is going to share this link, learndigital.withgoogle.com/digital skills courses. And remember to follow Digital Skills for Africa on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Those links will be shared. Facebook.com/digital skills for Africa and twitter.com/digital skills AF, and then Instagram.com/digital skills AF as well. So remember to follow Impact Her on all social media platforms as well. And the link for the program is going to be shared for you to fill the form. So do well to fill all the relevant forms as it applies. Okay? All right. Any questions, please, before I jump off? Any questions? Chidima, Sandra? Anything? Before you jump off. Okay. All right, so let me say the last word before I let you go. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We are going to be having the next session by 2 p.m. 2 p.m. West African time. That is going to be 1 p.m. GMT, and that is going to be 3 p.m. Central African time CAT, and that is going to be 4 p.m. Eastern African time EAT, right? So keep a date with us in a couple of 2-3 hours. Should be back, and then so that we enjoy the next set of contents that will be coming from this platform. So remember to hit the subscribe button, remember to hit the like button if you did not, and then the link will be shared in the group, and then turn on the notification bell so that when we begin the next session, you can always come back here to enjoy what we are giving out. All right, so thank you so much. Remember to fill the form, the certificate form, and I wish you all the best. Enjoy your day. If it's still morning in your place, if it's afternoon, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And remember to join us again in 2 hours. All right. Okay, so that's it from me. Thank you so much, and see you at 2 p.m. West African time. Yes, the attendance has been shared, Jocelyn, to my LinkedIn profile. Really? Just check me. The mobile is saying you find me. Kelly. Just check me there. You're going to find me. All right. Any other questions? If you have any questions related to the contents, okay. Thank you so much, everybody. See you at 2 p.m. West African time.